Hey y'all, today I have another delicious dinner idea for you. We are doing another Caribbean and soul food inspired meal. I just feel like the Caribbean food and soul food just mesh together so well. We're going to make some curry chicken, some collard greens, some stovetop mac and cheese. I'm also having plantains, rice, and avocado on the side. One thing about me is that I love these little packets of chicken from Costco. I just feel like they stay fresher for longer. Now, y'all, this video is not sponsored by Costco, but Costco, if you want to sponsor me, look, I'm open to it. I'll even wear your little Kirkland hoodie, okay? Now, I am going to be taking these chicken thighs and I'm going to be rinsing them and also washing them with some lemon. You also want to cut off the skin just to remove a little bit of that excess fat, but I do leave a little bit of fat on the meat because I want the chicken to become tender, which is one reason why, thighs and drumsticks are good choices for stewing meat. I'm going to remove the excess skin with a plastic bowl so that I don't drip, meat juices all over my house. I'm going to dry the chicken and then also clean the sink and the bottom of the bowl so that I don't get any meat juices on my counter. I'm using 3 pounds of chicken today and I am going to season it up first with a little bit of olive oil to help all of the spices stick. I have here a tablespoon of chicken bouillon powder, half a tablespoon of chicken seasoning, a teaspoon of ginger, and half of a teaspoon of thyme. Then I'm going to go in with 3 tablespoons of my favorite curry powder. This one is already spicy, so I'm not going to add any additional peppers to the mix. If you don't like a spicy curry, then just get one that is not hot, doesn't have any cayenne in it. 3 tablespoons should be enough to season the chicken as well as the potatoes, but you can add more as you like. I'm also going to put in a teaspoon and a half of garlic powder and onion, as well as a teaspoon of Sazon Tropical. You can substitute complete seasoning for this as well. Then I have about 3 tablespoons of my sofrito. This is a mixture of cilantro and peppers, garlic, onion. If you don't have this, you could also use green seasoning or just chop those items up fresh. Since my chicken has a little chill on it, I am going to cover this and I'm going to let this marinate at room temperature for about 30 to 45 minutes just so that flavor can get all up in there. Now, while that is marinating, this is the time where you work on your vegetables. I am using carrot, potato, and peppers today. I love lots of carrot because it adds a nice sweetness to the curry and it gives it a great color, especially contrasting that yellow color that your curry is going to take on. Of course, you want onion. Now, this little baby was struggling today, but we still going to eat him. We just going to cut off the parts that were bad. And then I'm going to do like a medium-sized dice. No need to do it super small because it's all going to disintegrate because this curry will stew for quite a while. I love these little mini peppers. I find them to be very sweet, but you can use 1 large bell pepper as well, and I'm going to place to the side. Now it's been about 30 minutes. My chicken is ready to fry. I'm going to add a tablespoon of coconut oil and let that heat up. And then I am going to cook my chicken on each side for about 3 minutes. I really want a nice brown color to develop, okay? You see it nice and golden brown like me, baby. That's what you want, okay? Because you want those flavors to start coming out, and toasting your chicken is also going to cook those spices just a little bit. I'm going to do this in 2 batches so that I don't crowd my pan. I also add in a little extra butter because y'all know butter makes everything better. Baby, if you know that this looks good already, go ahead and give your girl the thumbs up. And make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell so that you do not miss when I upload a recipe. I am posting new meal ideas every single week. After my veggies have been sauteed, I'm going to add allspice and a bay leaf and just toast this for about 30 seconds. Then I'm putting back in all of my chicken and I'm going to put a little water in that marination bowl, just about 1.5 cups. You don't need very much, and to get all of that flavor out. I'm also going to add some thyme and some rosemary. I'm going to cover this up and simmer this for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, it's time to put in the carrot, and I decided to add in about 3 potatoes. I'm using white potatoes today. I'm going to cover this and I'm going to allow this to cook for about 40 minutes until the potatoes are soft and everything is tender. You can salt and season to your own taste, and if your gravy is not as thick as you want, you can take off the cover and just let it simmer until the gravy reduces. And then you will have some tender curry chicken. There is just something about fresh garden vegetables that just does it for me. Okay, it's like you're getting those natural nutrients from the earth, and I just love it. So I am using some fresh collard greens from my garden. I'm still getting them in nice and tender, at least for now, and I am going to chop these up until about a 1/2 inch pieces. I'm also cutting up that stem because when you have these nice tender greens, those stems really cook down well. I'm having a mixture of kale and collards today, and I see y'all probably peep that little purple kale. If you can get your hands on some purple kale, go ahead and do it because that has a lot of good nutrients in it. If you're a gardener or if you just like fresh vegetables, go ahead and put a little heart in the comments. Now I am adding a little olive oil, butter, and some turkey bacon to my pot. I'm going to saute this with 1/2 of an onion for about a minute, and then I'm going to put in about a clove of garlic. Now, as you can tell, these are not super meat heavy greens, and since I'm adding this with the curry, I just didn't want to have a strong meaty flavor. I really wanted the taste of the collard greens to come through. So I'm keeping the seasonings even rather light as well. I had a little bit of chicken bouillon, a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes, and then I let this cook down for about 10 minutes. Now, unfortunately, I added a little too much water. So all I did was just let it cook the rest of the way uncovered to reduce that. I have a teaspoon of sugar, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of garlic and herb seasoning, and just a little pinch of vegeta. I'm going to add some vinegar, and I'm going to allow this to cook until it is as tender as I want. These greens are super fresh, so in total, they really only needed to cook about 25 minutes. Cabbage would be another great vegetable that you could do with this meal if you don't want to do collards. Now, I have said for a long time that I don't play with stovetop mac and cheese, all right? Because, you know, I just was scarred by the Kraft mac and cheese. I just wasn't into it. But this time I said I'm going to make me some homemade mac and cheese. So I took me about 3/4 of a cup of evaporated milk and about 2½ cups of water. I let it come to a simmer, and then I put in 6 ounces of elbow noodles. That's about 1.5 cups of noodles. Then I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of vegeta. I'm going to allow this to simmer on medium heat until the noodles are cooked. You do not want to do this on high heat or the milk is going to burn. You have to stir this from time to time to make sure that the noodles aren't sticking. And if needed, just add a little bit more water at a time. Now my pasta's cooked and there's a little bit of liquid left, and you want that. I'm going to put in about 12 ounces of cheese. I'm using a combination of cheddar cheese and Gouda. Then I'll add in 3 tablespoons of sour cream. I'm going to continuously mix this on a medium-low heat until the cheese is melted. Just a touch of Sazon will give your noodles a good color. Since I'm using white cheddar, I just like it to have that little cheesy look to it. Then I'm going to put in 1/2 tablespoon of butter and just let that mix in. At this point, you can season it to taste with salt, pepper, vegeta, whatever it is you like, but I just kept mine super simple today. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, this could smack. See, this is the stovetop mac and cheese that your kids really want. All right, go ahead and do it for them. To go with everything, I decided to add some plantains. Y'all see I did some little special cutting, made them look flat. You know, we trust you trying to plate for real, okay? You want to cook them in some oil until they've browned a bit on each side. That'll take about a minute or so. You better watch your plantains because, honey, the moment you walk away, them things gonna burn on you. You see him? He almost burned, but I caught him, okay? After I take them out, I like to just put a pinch of salt on them right when they come out so that the salt will stick to the hot oil. Baby, how does this meal look to you? You got the creamy mac and cheese with the tender curry and that little line with that curry and the mac and cheese meat. Oh my goodness. Don't let a little of that curry spice get on that mac. That is so good. Y'all, you know I love you and Jesus loves you. And I'm going to see you next time in Camirra's Kitchen. Goodbye and God bless.